It's that time. It's time.
That's it.
Time to get it started. It's time to get it started. It's time to get it started. Oh, yeah. You ready for the topic for the night? For the night. This gonna be kind of groovy. We had to do this topic on Miss Bella coming on up. Coming on up
Okay.
on
Okay.
the side. Okay, my bad. Uh,
Welcome the people. Welcome the people.
well, how they say we're gonna get into it. This is Hood Talk, and this is Mr. Know It All. We got another hot, hot fire topic for you tonight. Go ahead, Miss Bella. Let us know what's going on.
Hello, everybody. And this is Hood Talk. And the subject for tonight is, can a woman raise a man that another woman can love? Hmm. We here to find out if that can be done. So if it was just a simple question, Mr. Know It All,
Uh-huh.
we ask you as a man, Mr. Know It All, can a woman raise a man that another woman can love? What would your answer be?
I got mixed feelings.
But coming from a woman's perspective, of course, women, we say, yeah, we can raise a man that another woman can love. Of course we can, but we didn't say without flaws.
Yeah.
You know,
I think it can be done. People have done it. So I have to look at, everything is a big thing. I done seen ladies get down and raise some great men. Hey,
hey, how they say we try to do our best. Speaking from my perspective,
yeah,
you know, coming in, hey, I was going the wrong way a little bit because, hey, a lot of things I start deterring to make my child comfortable as a man. But I had to buckle down to be a little stronger in areas to strengthen him to be a better man.
yes,
So,
Mr. Howard said it's gonna be a nice topic.
all right now, we here to talk about it. Hi, Mr. Howard. Hey, Tanisha.
Yeah, what up? What up? What up? We're gonna get into it today.
We
It's
got
it's
to.
it's gonna get real today
We got to. We got to get an
because this is a
understanding.
subject. This is a subject women been battling with. Oh, wasn't it? Can they raise a man that they always complaining about that's not out here?
Wait
Ooh,
a minute. What? Say it again.
women always talking about how bad men are. So the whole thing is, can you raise a man that another woman could love just like you want, just
Look,
like you would want?
that's why nowadays we are working so
Ah,
hard. We're working hard to get these men together because we need some good men out there.
yeah,
Some
I
hard
gotta
working.
quit complaining and put them out here. Start putting these men out here, then you wouldn't be sitting up and telling me, "Oh, they're so bad. I don't know what to do. Yeah, I can't find them. I've been looking under rocks. I've been looking under the air. I've been,
And that's our thing. That's our thing. We out
I've
here,
been,
we working hard. We are
yeah,
trying to put in the men, not only that we would desire to have, but
uh-huh.
that other women would desire to have.
Right,
You
exactly.
know,
But
when
the
you
why?
do all that you can on something, when you do all you can, that's all you can do.
Because guess what?
So,
Other women are y'all. The other women, y'all got to put them out here so the other women can get the benefits. The one that you missed out on, you need to put a good product out here so the next woman don't miss out on it.
but look, let me tell you one typical thing,
Uh-huh.
and there is a high percentage of women that are single raising young men,
Mm.
right? And the percentage is so high that it outnumbers couples or people raising their children together on a day-to-day basis, right? So of
Right.
course, most of the time you hear women say, "You're the man of the house."
Mhm.
Why would you tell your child he's the man of the house? It sounds good, but think about what all the things that the man of the house does.
Pay the bills. Something he don't do at all.
Every right. He don't even have a
You
job, but you
already
told him
giving
he's
him
the
a
man of the
title.
house.
Look, you give him a title. He can't even drive to the store and pick
Look,
up.
he can't even protect you. He little. You can flick him like a mosquito. You know, a woman need protection.
I don't know now. Some of these young boys probably can protect you now. They can't do nothing else.
Well, they'll probably shoot you or kill you these days, honey, because they're shooting early,
I'm
young
telling you, man,
ages.
when I was coming up now, they were catching cases at 13, 14. But I'm just saying.
13 or 14, what they were doing at that age, what their mom was.
They was
See,
kind of
that's the problem.
some of them was on that thing, on that white girl. That's how they
Oh,
used
okay. I can understand that. I can understand that sometimes those things take you to another place, make you look like a totally different person and act a totally different way.
to. Right.
But you know, when it comes to a man, first you're gonna learn wherever you're starting from, and majority of the time it's from your house, right?
Right.
So every house need a man.
Every house need a man
Every house,
or a man figure.
right? Every house need one.
See, you
And
know
just
what?
because, look, just because it says every house need a man, if you can't have a man under your roof with you and your family, there can be somebody that can affect that household that can help determine the outcome of the man you're growing.
Right.
You know, because like I say, every house need a man,
A granddaddy, a boyfriend, or
right?
uh,
Uncle, cousin,
yeah,
neighbor.
big, the big, the super big brother, the
Yeah,
big brother that's
but you
old.
know what? Even coming up, me being a single mother at one point in my life, my son, he had people in his life, whether it was at school, his teacher or his coach. A lot of people took a liking to him because of his respect. If you teach these children respect, it will take them a long way. They're not disrespectful. People draw to that. Oh, this kid is teaching some mannerism, Even my neighbor used to take out time with my son. He even at one point was teaching him how to
Right.
paint. He drew a nice little painting, and I don't know what happened to the neighbor or whatever, but it's just like little things that men can do. You can offer a little thing, and it can become something big for that child's life in the future.
Right. I agree.
Like I tell you, Mr. Know It All, like how you talk about you talk to the young people, whatever age it is or whatever. But you try to give positive advice from things that you've gone through. These are things that it's going to take to help women raise the man that we're talking about that we want. We can talk about from our eyesight or our well-being or our feelings as a woman, right? And we can tell the people this is how I want a man to be. This is what I need for a man or from a man. But then all the time, we don't know how to tell them. We may be teaching them how to be so soft and sentimental where they'll cry at the drop of a dime.
Right.
I even been to that point. My child, I was giving him everything that I felt like he wanted and needed, simply because I was trying to fill a void, by his father not being so consistent or there all the time, although he had him on weekends or whatever. But, I was trying to fill that void, but I was doing things that were probably making him too needy. So no woman probably would have wanted him if she got to get him and do what his mom did, because that's what he gonna be looking for. This is what women do for me. So, hey, I took advice from people, guys, people in my life. I allowed them to talk with my son, because a lot of times men know better how to address another man than a woman do.
Right.
And we dare to just say that that's the truth, but it is the truth. It works. It works.
And I wanted to we on our 55th homicide, and I knew the young man, and the young man that actually worked with me before, that died last night. And name was Tawan. I just wanna say we just really need to we kind of we got to watch how we move. We really got to start loving each other again. We done got too far into this rap culture, this jail culture, and a lot of that stuff. And I think we're gonna have to rein it back a little bit. I think we need to start, more of the older people trying to start putting more of what they was taught than what they believe. I think right now we thinking a better way, a more lighter way, is how to raise the kids. We got to get back to raising these kids strong. I ain't gonna say we got to get back to beating on them, but they need some discipline. They need to, um, you know, men as I came up, all men in my era was bullied. Um, we in this culture now where nobody can get bullied, or that's how you develop tough skin when you was younger, that you could handle stuff when you got older. And I think what's happening is we waiting till before we make children's skin tough, we waiting till they get older, and they already got guns and stuff now. And by the time somebody mess with them now, they have no tolerance. And I think we need to get back to raising these kids where they can handle a bully. They can handle somebody picking on them at a young age before they start getting weapons and assault rifles and the stuff in their hand. And we need to start raising these kids younger and making them tougher younger, then stop trying to say, oh, they don't need to be bullied. Oh, they don't need to be that. We done made this world so soft that by the time they get the first person try to bully them, they 18, 19 years old, 20 years old, already got a gun. So, and then
Look,
they ain't,
that'll be their 16th birthday gift.
yeah. I mean, so, that's my two cents in that. I just think we got to raise them a little better. And what up, Demond? And what up, Robert? I see you out there. Um, yeah. But I'm gonna get back on subject. I just wanna, I'm praying for his family. I know he loved his mama a lot. He always talked about her. He was a good worker. He worked at Nissan. worked with my daughter, and he was a good child. Um, but I mean, this just been the saddest couple months I done seen in a while, and we have to do better.
Yeah.
I'm pleading for the police to help us, Pearl, Brandon, Clinton, Madison, whatever y'all got to do, the sheriff department, whatever y'all got to do to bring somebody up in here to help us to control all these people running lights, shooting. I was at a store the other day, and I was just looking at the store, and I seen 5 or 6 people walk in the store, and every man that walked in the store had a gun hanging out of his back pocket.
Are
It
you
done got
serious?
it done got like the wild, wild west in Jackson, and we need serious help. We need help. We need real help. You know what I'm saying?
Riding around in Jackson at night is scary enough, you know. So hey, I wouldn't do it. It's
Yeah,
so different now.
yeah, it is.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, we have to get back to a place that we ain't killing everybody over little stuff. And I
Hmm.
think this because we done made the society so softer. And when men get too emotional like they mothers, see, mothers don't have to worry about when they go out and they talking about dealing with another woman, usually they talking about fighting, cat fighting or something like that. See, men at this age, 18 or better, we already know that anytime we throw hands with any man, it might end up in somebody getting taken away from here.
In a battle.
So
Well, you
we
can say that for women these days.
got to realize everybody, just about everybody got guns. You know, we got to learn how to keep our hands off each other. We got to learn how to have a level of respect for each other. And we're gonna have to change some stuff up because the old way wasn't working. We got to change, just like Tupac said. Old way wasn't working. We got to change.
Mm, I agree with you.
Mm, yeah, he said at the red, like I see guys with Dragos at pumping gas. I'm telling you, man. I mean, I seen somebody sent me a picture of a dude with a Draco going inside just to buy him some cigarettes, buy him a blunt. He was at the counter with a Draco holding in his hand, just holding it in his hand while he paying for um uh, a black and mild. You can't you can't go nowhere. It's like you walking around like we in a third world country.
That's
We
what it's
walking around
turning
in a war
into.
zone. Everybody everybody got to have a gun. It done got to the point that I have refused to even go out this last couple of months, not even just go out and usually be around your people and this and that. It done got so bad that it's not even worth going out. It's not even worth going somewhere.
Mm.
People, I mean, I mean, I even when I was in the army, I done seen more automatic weapons since I've been out the army than I did in the army.
It's amazing. You know, normally the normal gun used to be a 22 or 25. Now the normal gun is an AK,
38,
a
a
AK
38, or
or 38, but the normal
380
got
or
a
something like
big.
that. Some with 6 rounds. 10 used to be a lot. Now you got little old bitty guns with clips longer than the gun.
Yep.
So I mean, we keep saying the Democrats getting it right, but These guns, man,
You saying the Democrats getting it right? What you mean?
well, we keep saying that, you know, you know, right before Obama got out of office, he let that he didn't sign the bill to stop the fully automatic weapons.
Purchase. The
Yeah,
purchase of them. Okay.
you can change the weapon. They changed the weapons around.
Right.
Yeah.
Just call me Two Gun, Mr. Cannon. Call me Two Gun. That's what you can do.
Oh,
The topic for tonight is, can a woman raise a man that another woman can love? And of course, everybody want to toot the horn and say, yes, females, we can raise a man. We can. But it takes more than just us.
yeah.
We need some help. And that's what we are here crying. Mr. Nord, I was just talking about, he has experienced death again to violence, gun violence. And we were just discussing that. And he was just talking about the guns and issues and things like that. So he was just saying, like, you know, how it takes a village to raise a child, just like it says, and it does. And it doesn't have to always be the man under your roof. It can also be a person that just have an impact on your life.
I agree.
I
I agree. Does it make it better? Not really. It's better to have a man in the house, even raising a young lady. I done seen where we done made it with young ladies dressing a certain kind of way. And I remember back in the day when we had, dads in the house, they kind of put a halt to what you can put on. And I think now,
and how much skin you could show.
right, and I think it's much different now. I think ladies always been more lenient on children, and I think they done got more lenient.
Yep.
And
Because a lot of them try to live their lives through their daughters.
right,
If they couldn't do it, themselves, and so their daughter, I want her to have free speech. I want her to be able to voice her opinion. I want her to be able to represent her body. These are things that you were taught not to do, but you allow your child to do these things because this is something you wanted to do. And it's just going to lead her down the same road faster. That's it. That's not good. That's not good. A lot of things I know coming up with a child. Go ahead. Were you about to say something?
He got to want to be raised.
No, he was saying he got to want it already to be raised, so he was already out there.
Yeah.
No, I was just making a statement. Like, when I came up as a child, there are certain things that I couldn't do. And then when I got a child, I started thinking like, oh, maybe I can let my child do this or that. And then I realized this is not good for my child. He's going to be doing something else. So I had to cut that off and reel that back in. We're not going to do that.
Yeah. I did that at one point too. I was raising my little girl and I was spoiling her too bad. And then I had to sit back and realize what I was doing. Starting to buy the Jordan, starting to buy everything she wanted. And you creating a monster, because once they start not being able to get whatever they want,
right, a whole different level.
They're gonna start hating you for not being able
not doing it anymore.
What they want.
But listen, like me, my son rocked Jordan since he was probably about birth. Okay, so I'm buying all these Jordans all through school.
Look, I'm gonna ask you one thing. How many he done bought since it come out of his money?
That's what I'm telling you. Now that my son has his own bills and responsibilities, he wear Nike. I don't think I saw a pair of Jordan, probably one pair since he's been on his own in the neighborhood.
They look at that
ain't
money.
right.
Look, they look at that money different now.
Right. It's different when it's coming from his pocket. When it was coming from mine, he wanted every pair. And I'm down here doing it. You know, as long as you do what you need to do, I'm doing it. But I didn't make that right for him. But he realized now life is not a crystal stair. You know, you were just fortunate and blessed. But when it come out of his pocket, it's different. Katrina said, yes, I agree, but I have all girls. But it was no weave until 12th grade, and it was short. Ponytails, belts, and knee-length shorts. Call me old-fashioned, but they appreciate it now. And you are so right. You saved them.
Right. You
saved them.
You saved them kids.
They were not part of the stereotype. These girls be in 6th grade trying to get these extensions to match their friends in competition.
Yeah. And I didn't even seen the youngins now with the rainbow hair and the extension weaves all down to their butt and stuff. But
in middle school,
all I can say is I'm watching America got an eye on us. We as black people are starting, we saying we want more control of how we, are raised and this and that. So we got to make sure that we do it right.
Right.
Because I think we in a way where we just doing something. And then we copy and catting off everybody. If we around here, we don't even have our own culture no more. Everything we put on, it's a culture, it's somebody else's culture. The long, straight hair, we got Becky hair,
Brazilian hair.
We got all kind of different stuff that we doing, and
we celebrate every culture's holiday. Cinco de Mayo.
Right. I'm talking about we celebrate.
What's the green thing? What's the green thing? St. Patrick's Day. Yeah. We celebrate everyone's culture.
Yeah.
You're right, Robert. He said there are predators out there and they are seeking these little girls in middle school looking as if they can pass for 23 plus years old. And some guys get into that and they don't realize how they're setting their own children up.
And guess what? Women just don't remember how y'all girlfriends used to have boyfriends that was already out of school, that was already 18, 19, 20. And imagine if you making kids even more sexualized now, how many of them that gonna have boyfriends that's older, out of school, and you teaching them something. See, back in the day, when I went to school, you had 1 or 2 maybe pregnant girls in the whole school. Now, before just about every girl making it to 12th grade, all of them had a baby.
Yep. These days.
And that's backwards. Because guess what? Daddy wasn't having it. No men over to the house. Men, I done seen more guys spending the night over girls' houses with their mom.
I know that's young in high school.
I ain't never seen this kind of stuff before.
I know, right? It's so free.
People are letting the strange dudes that they barely know spend the night with their daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like they in there paying bills or something.
Right.
These dudes ain't even got a car getting dropped off at your house to spend the night with your daughter. This stuff is crazy.
It is. Sad, but it's so. Katrina said it's okay to be friends with your kids, but be parents first.
Well, I changed from that friend thing. I think we get to a point that we get too friendly. And then it's like anything. If you get too friendly Even if your boss somebody get too friendly with you, they'll start treating you a certain kind of way.
Sure will. They feel like they can say anything or do anything around you. I'm sorry. I understand what you're saying, but I will not be friends with my son other than Facebook. That's the
Right.
only friendship we got like that. I'm gonna always be the parent, and he's gonna always respect me. I'm not going to no club and no party with my child. I would never do that. She said I couldn't have company after 7, and I still say no man is spending the night if it's not her husband. I agree.
Right. And that's how it should be. That's how it should be.
Robert said he went to Lanier. They had daycare. It really messed up a lot of young girls. They had daycare at the school.
Yeah.
Now you know that mean that there were too many babies being born.
And guess what? You started making it acceptable, and that made them feel more comfortable
To
with it.
keep doing it.
Yeah.
I know people that, like, for instance, they have a baby, their mom take the child and raise it, they go out and get another one. They don't have that responsibility. When that responsibility is there, that'll slow them down. Oh, I'm keeping this. I can't do nothing. I can't go nowhere.
All right. And see,
Yeah.
one thing that grandmas and other people do, they'll make it where you let them make this baby, but you don't let them see how hard it is to
Right.
take
They don't understand the
all that
struggle.
type of stuff. And they go out there and they make 2, 3 more. And you sitting right there, just letting them just dump them all off in your lap.
But
And
look,
then
but
you
look
start
now.
complaining.
But look, I'm a first time grandmother. And
Uh,
I was just so excited. With me just having one kid. My kid is old. I got me a grandbaby. I'm just excited. But not one time am I taking all responsibilities from them. They know about it. Oh, he said in 1985, girls in the 10th grade with 2 or 3 kids. That's probably why they developed the daycare for them to try and get an education. Oh, wow.
and see, you can tell where it was different because, you know, me being over there by Callaway, they shunned down. You
On
know,
girls that had babies early, huh?
it might have been 1, 2 in the whole school sometimes, and then they wouldn't stay at the school. Like if they got pregnant or something, they probably got transferred to Lanier. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
wow. But what is the difference from when they get impregnated, but they go and hide the baby by aborting it? Does that make that okay? Just so you can set standards and not
Well,
what you're really
well,
doing.
and one thing about that too, like I think a lot of trauma come from like ladies back in the day that had to abort children that they really didn't want to abort.
Right. Because your parent was trying to keep on this certain persona or have this certain image. You have to go and get rid of the child so you can still look a certain type of way. And mentally, I'm sure that that's going to bother you. Like, I actually let somebody suck this baby out of me. What if? And people living with that.
Mm.
That's something serious.
Did you say suck it out of you?
Or burn it or however they do it. I
Oh,
think
that's
it
what I'm
was exactly.
saying. Look, I don't, I don't know exactly how it's done, but
But I looked it up one time, and I think it's like it's something that they put on the fetus to melt it, like to burn it inside of you, and then it's like a suction cup that they suction the remains out of you. So it's
Mm,
like a fast birth delivery without opening the birth canal type of thing.
mm.
I'm surprised you haven't looked that up, Mr. Know It All.
I was never into the abortion thing.
Well, it's just a sense of understanding, like
Yeah,
how
yeah,
does it
yeah.
really
I
happen?
have,
How does this
I
affect
have,
your body?
yeah, I have what's his name? But I guess because um, you know, I don't even like hunting wild animals, so I the whole thing of kids getting um aborted or killed, before I mean, it didn't do it for me. It wasn't nothing I wanted to kind of like dive into like that. I mean, because like I don't want to be one of these folks standing outside the office, you know, you know, getting on folks for driving through there, because I used to see it because I was around here, and I used to see the little office right there off State Street that they used to protest in front of all the time, and I used to be like, wow. I'd be like, what kind of job they got that they got time to sit out here in front of this thing and don't make money? you know, I used to think like that. I was like, who has all this time to sit out there and try to, say you shouldn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, but when I think about it back afterwards, I was like, I see how that can affect somebody who done had trauma or who done did that and regretted it, and they don't want it to happen to somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. And maybe that's what it is, you
Yeah.
know. Patrina says she had a baby early, but she stayed at Callaway, but no one knew she was pregnant. So she came during the summer, but different strokes for different folks. So she hit it good, and so they wouldn't judge her. So I understand. So a lot
And
of times, I'm glad you kept her. I'm
uh,
glad you kept her.
and I think that's better on people psyche when they keep their baby.
Yeah,
Uh, they say that's a big part of women's depression is when they have abortions and miscarriages and lose children. That's a big part of.
that is so true. That stuff can be so traumatic. I'm sure,
Mm,
so traumatic,
yeah,
especially if you never address the issue. That's why it's great to have a therapist.
yeah.
People feel like if you have a therapist, you're crazy. You will be crazy if you didn't have one. You need
I'm
someone to talk.
telling you, I had a therapist at 7 years old.
And you stop. That's probably what's wrong with you. You should call them back.
I probably need a therapist right now.
Right.
You know
You
what?
do.
I need a hood therapist where I can take all my boys with me to the therapist. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Someone that can really understand your hurt and your
You
pain.
know,
A
you
lot
know
of
what
times
dudes
when people sit and talk about things that they actually go through, you'll be like, wow, really?
Yeah,
You don't know what people deal with on a day-to-day basis,
yeah. Because
both men and
I was
women.
sitting back. You sit back and you realize people that that you're around. Like sometimes I sit back and I say, well, you know, most of my partners and things been shot at least once. I mean, just you just think about stuff and then like birds of a feather do kind of hang together. You have stuff in common that you might not. You know what I'm saying? Like
It may not be
when you ran the
everything.
street, yeah, you might not be everything, but you got things in common because lions hang with lions, deer hang with deer, birds. Look, red birds hang with red birds, blue birds hang with bluebirds, black birds hang with blackbirds. We can do all we want, but we ain't gonna never change how the world was built. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like we got cats and stuff now. Cats and dogs hang out and stuff I ain't never seen before. But guess what? Ain't gonna take but that cat to be too good around that dog and then go out there around another dog and he gonna run them down.
That's true.
They got to realize that only my dog treat me like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Another dog gonna try to kill me.
Katrina said, not hiding it. I just wasn't showing yet. But
Yeah.
she has a friend who had an abortion and now haven't been able to conceive. those things will cause that to happen.
Right.
Probably mess up your uterus, burning the infant.
Ooh, I had to hurry up and get to this next one.
Oh,
What?
you like to hear that? Ah, somebody's telling the truth, they said. Toot toot.
Yeah, I try to tell it just about how I kind of see it. I done seen so much out here that that you know I am wild at my age, and I realize why I move like I move, and I don't move the same on no day. I don't move where people gonna know where I'm at all the time. You might catch me at this spot this day. You might not see me at that spot again for 2 more weeks, maybe in a month. But you just got to move different.
I know, right? I used to do the same thing, used to be repetitive. But the older that I get, I understand I need to switch it up some.
Right.
Nobody's watching you.
Yeah. Let somebody
Even my
know.
route home, I go a different way all around the world just to get home.
Yeah,
And it's
Let somebody
constant street.
let somebody know you doing the same thing every day and watch what happens.
People are watching you. And
Okay.
then it for your neighbors to tell you, oh, I saw you do this and you ain't did this. And oh, okay. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Rob. Rob said we do keep it real.
Got to
Try to
these
keep it-
days.
We try to keep it as real because it's hood talk. Stuff that most people don't want to talk about, don't want to address sometimes. I'm
Right.
trying
It
to
could
make
be
sure,
touchy.
yeah, I'm trying to make sure that, people understand, you know,
hmm
yeah.
You got to. But we kind of got off the subject, but it still, affect children of children. And we kind of went with Katrina talking about she had girls and in her role model of setting standards for them to keep them on the right path.
Well, let's get back on subject then. Let's get
So that's what I'm talking about. So
right, roll it back, nigga. Okay.
listen. I'm trying to do that part.
Listen,
I knew that was coming.
okay, what?
Okay. We back. We back.
You know what? I was kind of like thinking, maybe a son advice that he would give the mother, like, when the mother tells the son something, and sometimes she's thinking, like, am I telling him right, or is he gonna listen to me? We as women, we have to learn to trust ourselves as well as trust the child. So we're speaking to the men. We're talking about these men that we're rearing so that another woman would even love them. A lot of times these guys go out here and they looking for a mama. They want a woman to take care of them, love and nurture them, things that they miss at home. A lot of people wonder, like, when the last time you hugged your son? When the last time you told your son you love them? A lot of people don't even do that. They don't feel like the boys need that sentiment. And men do. Men like to be rubbed. I remember when my son was young, he was playing sport. And I used to, like give him little massages, rub his feet, things like that to try and make him comfortable. But at a certain age, those things stopped because it switched. He grew up. And that could have put on a different sentimental level. I just didn't feel comfortable doing that for my little 3 and 4 year old son. When he got about 10, and he understood. Because he stopped giving me sugar goodbye when he was 5. He was like, Mom, no.
Well,
I drop him off at school. He
look,
wouldn't give me no
my
sugar goodbye.
my mom had to be much old school because I never got none of that. Never got no foot rub, never got no sugar.
Well, I was doing it simply
Kiss on
because
the forehead. Okay.
I was doing it simply because he was playing sports, and he used to catch these little cramps. He used to play with everything he had. He used to be so tired. So I help him go to sleep and relax, type of thing. But I have to go along.
Robert said he was buck wild. People said he was gonna be dead at 21. but he's 54 with 16 grandchildren.
That's what's up.
Got a whole crew on him.
A whole crew.
Well, I'm telling you now, people.
Well, Robert, how was it when you became the first granddaddy? Was it lovely? Because I understand the feeling. I feel so great. Yeah. He
probably was just about 42 when he became his first. I bet you I hit it on the head. About 42 when he became first granddad. Like, whoa, got me one. Got me one. He might have been 40.
Well, that's what's up. He said women need to stop raising grown men. That's true. You shouldn't have to. You know, their mom should have done that. Yeah. But you have these women will take in these grown men.
Oh, look at them. Man, I'm good. I'm good. Oh, okay. I said 42, didn't it? Pow.
That's a great age, I guess.
Yeah. Look, that was about the age I thought I was going to get me one.
Get you what? A grandkid? Or a kid?
A grandkid.
Oh.
Yeah. I had a kid at 20.
It's not too late. But anyway, we were talking about trusting yourself and trusting your son. And then we were saying this on the reason of you have to trust your motherly instincts. You tell them what's right and just believe and allow him to make his own decision. So a lot of times in things that we do, we tell our kids, don't do this or do this way or that way. And, you know, I told you not to do that. You know, these are boys you're raising. You know, it turns to verbal abuse because they're not reacting to the way you taught them. But a lot of times we have to let them go and hit their head for, you know, for it to register with them that, you know, this is what I should be doing. Do you have anything to say on that part? Any input on you being told something and your mother trusting your instinct that you'll do right? I know you probably didn't do it immediately because you look a little hard-headed, sir.
Well, a mama can't, I guess it got to be shown. What I learned after, you know, just growing up, you got to see the right things instead of hearing the right things. See, a lot of us, we think we can go and we can tell our children what to do, but we actually have to be a product of what we try to put out. Like you can't tell as a man, you can't tell your son out there to go get money and all this good stuff. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you're a super hustler and you broke asking somebody for $5 in front of him. Right. He's looking at you like, really? You said it's all about the money, but you broke? And you the one teaching me? And see, that's why I think a lot of men lose respect for their fathers and elders and this and that because they telling them what to do. You telling him not to smoke, but you got a whole you done smoke 5 cigarettes back to back and then roll up 2 blunts in front of him. So how you telling him not to smoke and not to drink and not to do this, not to do that? At least you cannot do it in front of him. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? See, we do too much stuff in front of kids and think
they're not paying attention,
right? And they're not gonna do what we, you know. They be like, "Do what I say, not what I do." That ain't how it work though, and we should know by now that ain't how it work. They do what they see. You know what I'm saying? You can try this all you want. If you'll do it, you know, it's just like having a pit bull, and that pit bull going out there attacking folks. Mm-hmm. That put pit bull children watching the pit bull and saying, "Oh, that's how I'm supposed to be doing."
Right.
You know? So we don't even understand that what we do, we put it in our child that's watching us even if we don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all that cussing, fussing, and all this emotional and you know why a lot of men don't like men today is because they sit back and listen to their mama talk about how bad their daddy is and
I
how
know, right? And that's
other
one of the
men
things on my thing, talking about that.
yeah,
You know, for one thing, you know, we say no to tough love, you know, like we don't have to be afraid to let our sons know, we as females, you know, that we make mistakes too. You know, we don't have to be so tough and rah like I'm so hard. You know, let them see the vulnerability in a woman. You
right.
know, so they gonna get out here thinking every woman needs to be as super rah as my mom. So you got to allow him to feel your humanness. Right. You have to allow him to feel your humanness. You know, you are indirectly developing his ability to, you know, be compassionate and empathetic.
Yeah,
You know, he understands both qualities that would be critical. You know, we're helping him develop his future relationship.
right.
So, you know, boys who are exposed to healthy emotions and vulnerability will not grow up to be afraid of them in their adulthood lives. So, when they see these things, you know, you can be emotional and vulnerable at a healthy point. But when you letting this take over and you just being this drama queen, this drama queen, or you bringing another person into your life and it's an unhealthy side
Right,
of emotion or vulnerability, it
right.
will affect the child in the long run.
Because
You
see,
got to let him know I can be emotional, but I didn't lose control. I
I
can be vulnerable, I didn't lose control.
I think a lot of things that I used to preach back in the day is I used to see young ladies sometimes bringing, uh, you know, what would we say, street dudes, you know, whole different lot of street dudes around their children. They act in a certain kind of way. They carry their gun around. They doing this. They doing it. They cussing. Cause you got to think about it. When you bring a male around your
Mm-hmm.
child, if you know it or not, gonna mimic that male. If that
Pretty much.
male is acting like a woman, your child gonna mimic that male. You know what I'm saying? And you don't even realize how you can confuse a child by bringing the wrong type of people in his environment.
So you saying feminine men?
I'm saying all different kind of men. If you bring these type of men around your child at an early age, you don't understand. Like I think you should let a child grow into a zone before you even get comfortable bringing any kind of strange people around him. People don't project how you want your child to act.
And then just think
You know
about
that's the
when,
same thing with women.
go ahead, I didn't hear you. Go ahead, I didn't hear you. Go ahead.
No, you said think about it. Go ahead with your thought.
I was just saying this is like when, just say being a single mother and you don't have a consistent person in your life like a companion, right? So this
Right,
week you got Ronnie, next week Ricky, Bobby, Joe, all of these different people. Your
right,
child seeing you, but you thinking it's a game. You're like, oh, I'm a player, and you know you develop this
right,
player stuff to a child, and they probably thinking not that they're wanting to be like mama with multiple people. They thinking like I can't trust no woman if she act like my mama.
right,
You know, if she around here with these different, this
right.
girl may be doing me the same
Guess
with my
what?
mama because she's
Guess what?
smooth and she
Okay,
good
watch
with it.
this. Watch this. Mother is the first teacher. So what you teaching a child when he watching you play
Right.
4, 5 dudes and you wonder how your child become a player?
Right,
You
and you laughing like it's a joke how you
yeah,
playing this person, and you're not teaching them the skills of being a player. They're thinking like, do I want to be a part of a life like this? Is this the lifestyle I want? So they may be salty like with women. She said some of these women go into an apple orchard and pick up lemons. I know, right? You see it's different, but you gonna pick up the lemons anyway.
Yeah. And you know, and that's the whole thing we saying. Like, you saying, like, if you say you looking for a good man, go out there and look for that good man. Don't settle for this kind of dude till you get a good man. See, I done seen women do that. They got this bad boy over here. I'm playing with him because he give me this sexual gratification and all this stuff I need, this attention I need. He ain't got no job. He got plenty of time for me. All the hours when my child go to sleep, I can bring him in at 10, 11, 12. But the working man that you really need, he sleep at 10, 11. You feel what I'm saying?
But I'm saying, like, you saying, like, if she needed him financially?
No, I'm talking about if you looking for a good man,
okay,
and you bringing a dude that stay up all type of night, whatever, you bringing in a street dude, unless he work at night, most likely, if he's up after 10, 11, whatever, he ain't got no regular job like a normal person that get up.
He kind of belongs to the street. Oh, okay.
Right. And so don't get mad when you have a baby by somebody that belong to the streets. You knew that from the door.
All right, he for everybody.
When you was calculating around your son going to sleep and him coming over at 11, 12, and he still woke at 11, 12 at night, you knew he was a street dude.
Well, you knew the point of your visit. And that's the thing about it. So many people settle for friends with no benefits. You know, what would be beneficial from this other than your lustful pleasure? When that's over with, what did you gain from this besides needing to clean yourself up? You know? Thank you. I'm letting these thugs beat your guts up, and that is so true. That's what you get.
Because they want these good men, but they say, well, while I'm waiting on this good man, I'm gonna let these thugs beat this thing up.
What they call it, Mr. Wrong.
Yeah. I'm gonna let Mr. Wrong do damage to this thing. Then they can't even.
When Mr. Right comes, he gonna drown. He ain't gonna know what's what.
He can't even do what Mr. Wrong do because Mr. Wrong is a professional server.
He's a professional gut killer. Oh, okay, I get you.
Hey, look, you trying to get Mr. Right to handle you like Mr. Wrong, grab your head and all that, old choke you and all that, and he ain't doing none of that. He trying to treat you like a young woman and all that good
like
stuff.
You should like, be
oh Lord,
but you like, oh, this is not what I want. Right. But that's the thing. Look, when your mind is calm, you'll settle for any type of abuse. Look, you'll settle for any type of abuse for a little pleasure. And sometimes it doesn't even be worth it. Right. Mess your insides up or something.
Yes, don't like and share. Don't forget to like and share. It don't cost nothing to like and share. That's right. He's a professional plumber. He's cleaning out sewer systems around here. And you think yo
that didn't sound clean.
But see, what I'm trying to say is when it comes to that, a woman be like, oh, I'm trying to look for this dude that gonna satisfy me, this and that, and don't realize, okay, if you get into these professional plumbers, you got to realize professional plumbers work on a lot of jobs.
Right, they have more than one household to serve. They just spreading around like hot sauce.
Right, so they professional in their job, plumbing. Right. Okay, You sit up here and you get this regular man and you trying to make him act like a professional plumber. This is
It
not
ain't
gonna
gonna happen.
it's not gonna
Ain't
work.
gonna happen. Mm-mm.
So
Ain't gonna happen.
I just think we got to watch what we really want and what we say we want, because it don't add up the same. Ladies, we got to realize, if we want the men you raising to be good men to other women, you got to teach him how to really kind of deal with a woman. You got to you got to teach him how to pick a woman. You don't want him picking the women that's giving them all kind of hell.
Right. Are the women that's trying to lock them down?
I mean, it's not the part of a woman trying to lock him down. The wrong
kind of lockdown.
trying to lock him. No, I'm talking about the wrong woman trying to lock him down.
Right.
You wouldn't mind the right woman locking him down because it's gonna put him in a better space. But the wrong woman locking him down will put you in a bad place. And I feel like that hurt me early on. My first 2-3 relationships was with the wrong type of women. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, I guess that was part of you learning. Just take it as a learning experience.
But guess what? If your first 3 friends all rob you, ain't you gonna start keeping your door locked?
That mug gonna be dead, but what you mean?
But that's what I'm saying, though.
But I can't say, my first relationships, they were pretty okay. One of the last, I was like, I don't, that was like the end of it for me. I'm like, forget all this. Yeah. This is for the birds. Yeah. But who knows? Somebody can rock that boat and make that door open. So, hey, somebody got the key to it. But look, let's go back to the subject. Can a woman raise a man that another woman can love? She can. But one thing we have to stop doing? We have to stop bad-mouthing his father. Even if the dude ain't doing nothing, he's garbage, he's trash, and you know this.
Okay, what about this? Probably need to figure out a way to stay with these fathers. I mean,
but not in all circumstances. Now,
not in all circumstances.
Look, like I told you, I can talk on a personal perspective when it comes to this.
Right.
I have a grown son, and his father was present. But one thing I didn't do, I did not talk about his dad to him. And I always remembered in my head, my mother used to say, in time, you'll understand things better by and by. So as my son got older, he saw the things that he wasn't doing himself. I've never once told him, your dad's not this, your dad's not that. Broken promises, I used to try and cover up as much as I could, because I didn't want him to feel a certain type of way about this man that helped birth you here. But he had to learn for himself. And when you learn for yourself, that's better understanding than anybody can tell you. But that you hear women all the time, he ain't nothing, he a deadbeat, he this, he ain't that, and that's not good. You don't need to badmouth, and just like the dads, you don't need to badmouth your baby mom. You didn't say that when you was laying with her. Kim said, hey, Kim, okay. Hey, people, just, okay. Kim stay work. She's an everyday hustler. Make that money. Mm-hmm. You remind me of your daddy. You may be your daddy's child. Yeah, but the last thing you want is for your son to look at you as a reason his father is not present in his life. And a lot of times that is what happened. they get older, they blame you like, oh, you talking about him like this. That's why he wasn't around. You know, take the blame for his father's absence himself. You never know if a child feel that way.
Sometimes that can be a hard point up in there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I realized I became like James. I became more of my, or more like my daddy as I got older. Once you started, learning how the world works, you can see how somebody else look at it. And I think we started looking at the world and saying, "Yeah, you saw it this way. Okay, why did you do this, Pop?" And he tell me, and I'm like, "Okay, that makes sense." You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
That's when you really get your dad. You be like, "Well, why you do this? Why you do this?" And you get to asking real questions, and you start
And they answer
real answers. And I think these days, I think I'm gonna give shots out to all the coaches, the little league coaches, the karate teachers, the men all around that help mold young men into men.
That's so
Yeah.
true. Shout out to you all.
Yeah, because there's a lot of them out here that some of these boys would have been lost without them.
Without them.
Yeah.
And you probably think these little coaches, they ain't none. They're just telling these boys to run across the field. But they actually spend a lot of time with the children, They
And
have them for.
shouts out to the mom brave enough to give that thing to the coaches and give the coach that power to do it. Because a lot of men cannot be in boys' lives without that. Like my daddy was a member of the Boys and Girls Club, and he used to, take in, a young man or whatever, and try to mold. Can you hear me? You done hit a wrong button somewhere.
I did. I'm so
There you
sorry.
go.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me? I was looking at the look on your face. I was like, you done hit a wrong place. Look, and I'm looking at you on my other screen. You froze. Like,
like, what did I do? I apologize.
it's all right.
But you're right. In life, you want your sons to form their own opinion about somebody.
Mhm.
Even the men that's in their lives. You can have family members that can, talk if they take out times with the boys. Even girls, like I take out time with my nieces a lot of times and just have talk, and you'll be surprised what children actually thinking about at young age.
Right.
So a lot of times, if you don't ask, they feel like nobody really cares. So
Because
a lot of people
you
don't
know
even
what?
think they have a conversation with young children anymore.
I know that because we did a lot of that when we was young. We thought about a lot of stuff, and that's why I don't try to put it past young people all the deep stuff that goes on in their head that we don't know about.
Right. And that they choose not to even discuss. They don't know if it's okay. So it takes people that's outgoing to let them know that it's okay to talk about it. Let's get past this type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Shouts out to Miss Kimberly Belial with Voluptuosity T-shirts and apparel. She makes Mr. Know-It-All's T-shirts and pillowcases. Has a lot of other great things, and I'm sure she'll share her link.
Had to add a little line up in there.
What that was for? I didn't get it. I missed the joke.
Okay.
That was part of the commercial.
Yeah, I just made a little mini commercial with it while you was naming that. I was just giving you a little mini commercial with it.
Okay.
What you got next for us?
Right. That's how I felt. I want to do that.
Oh, yeah.
That
part. Bruh.
Next, when it comes to boys, and we're still talking about women that raising, a man for another woman to be able to love. It's important to create an open and trusting relationship with your sons.
Mm-hmm.
However, respect should be implemented, cultivated, and demonstrated. So these are things you got to show. Like, for example, like respecting his privacy, allowing him to be on his own, while he's trying to establish his role as a person. You have to establish proper boundaries that will carry him into his adult life.
Hey.
Just like my son used to have his room door closed. Huh?
I don't know about that respecting the privacy. And see, wasn't no privacy till you got grown out the house. See, I don't know.
Well, actually, no. When my son used to go in there and he taking a shower, I don't walk in the shower or the restroom on him. I used to. He was little.
You saying that ain't? I mean,
it starts small. You looking at the bigger picture.
I'm talking about the room. I'm talking about that's why they got pipe bombs and stuff in some of these boys' rooms and stuff.
Now, see, you looking at a different picture. We said establish respect. You have to start somewhere. And the only thing I said was their privacy. So if you're giving implements.
Hey, can I give Kimberly something right quick?
Can I make my point?
Okay, go ahead. Go on, make it.
Listen, if it's being implemented into his life, if you're cultivating him and you're setting demonstrations, these are things that you can do, but you can't make him take these roles on. So that's the point I'm making. I'm not saying that it's some things that these boys in here doing. They may be in there rolling something or smoking something. I don't know.
Let me tell you this thing.
But you have to set your rules and boundaries. This is all part of cultivating your child.
No, but watch this. A lot of that, men are more cultivators than women. If you even just look at farmers, just regular farmers and this and that, like most of the time, when it comes to teaching something, sitting down and teaching a child something, most of the time that's men that's really like, even if it's just something like putting a stand together, like putting a nightstand or something together. Women ain't trying to sit up there and show them how many women have tools. You know what I'm saying? Like real tools to be talking about. They be cultivating and showing people how to do. Women don't even believe in buying tools. Women bar tools, and all they tools can fit in the palm of the two hands. Look, women tools do just like this here. They can bring out their tools and say, which one you need? When a man got the whole garage full of tools.
And then if a woman decide to get all those tools and have them available for you to need, or if you needed them, then what will she be then? You have something to say. So either way, whether she has the tools or she doesn't have the tools, you will have something to say. So what difference does it make? That's when you guys come in. Thank you. Come and help me.
Look, I've never seen it. I have never seen a woman take a jack out of a car. Like
come with the cars. What do you mean?
Floor jack, huh?
A floor jack.
Yeah.
The kind that rolls with the wheels?
Yeah.
Why would she have a heavy floor jack in her car?
What?
When the car comes with the little car jack.
We all know that don't work right.
Right. So what do you mean? Why would she be riding? Why would she be picking up this over 50-pound thing to put? You want her soft, but you want her to be hard too? You want her to have calluses on her hands?
Listen,
You want to rub this and get bumps on it?
watch this. That's why a man got to do the cultivating, because who gonna show him how to change a tie and do all these stuff that he need to be learning?
Well, hey, that's the part where we look. That's what I said in the beginning. I'm not saying that a woman can do everything by herself, and I did not say that ever. I said it takes help. She can do what she can as far as making him be. The first thing, you got to teach him how to respect. If he doesn't respect, he won't hear anyone else that have any advice that can help him.
Can I ask you a question?
Go for it.
In your word, what are 2 or 3 things that a woman would help a man out cultivating him with?
Respecting others.
Come out in life. Huh?
Respecting others. A good listener. And learning how to forgive.
Which one of them gonna help him change the tie?
You just asked me one question. Did you not hear what you asked me?
No. I'm just saying in life.
Okay. Well, ask me. So what mechanic thing can a woman teach her son? Not too many. So that's why I said in the beginning, it's not going to just be the woman. She's going to need some help. You know, it doesn't have to be a man under your roof. Like you said earlier, you gave accolades to other men, but you know what has helped my son? Mm-hmm. My son is a YouTuber. He has gone to YouTube to teach himself how to tie a tie, how to change a tire. You know, different things. He go there and teach himself how to do it.
Guess what?
You know that, men part that could do it.
Guess what? And it was men that was teaching him on the YouTube.
Well, I'm not knocking that. Look, you're making this a man and woman.
No,
you're wrong for that, but that's fine. If that makes you feel okay, thumbs up. Dude, because I'm telling you,
I gotta do
good.
better.
I appreciate the men that if he can't be in my son's life, he's in my son's life on YouTube. Thank you, Mr. YouTube man. So you're making it about that. I'm not saying that a woman can just do everything by herself to make this one son being able to be loved by another woman. There have to be an impact from another person, another man, point of view, or something that will direct him. Do you think a woman can tell your son or teach them how to?
Hey, look.
Okay, go ahead.
No. I just want you to look at what Kimberly just wrote down. Read that out right quick so I can get on it. Go ahead.
Kim said, I have an Allen wrench set, a hammer, and a screwdriver. Now, if I can't use those, I'll call a repairman.
And what I was saying, a woman she got enough that she can hold into her hands.
Yeah.
So all she did was prove my point.
Even when you said it, I didn't knock it, not one time.
It was just when I'm sitting up here listening to it, like, oh Lord. But what I'm saying, when it comes to cultivating, I think men do more of the cultivating type thing. I think ladies do regular stuff that you can learn between to the age of 10. After that, you need men to teach you how to really roll around him.
And I don't
disagree. You know what I'm saying?
I don't disagree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah.
When it comes to things like this, a woman doesn't know everything to put into a young man that will make him grow to be just a better man alone. She can't do that. I would recommend there be another male to teach them things. If not, I've seen instances where there were some young guys that were raised by a home filled with women, his mother, his grandmother, his aunties, and he came out different. No sports, didn't watch sports on television, not interested in a sport, doesn't have a favorite football team, don't know how to change a tire, don't know how to barbecue.
said
on a
different
trip.
what he came out to be.
Say that again.
You said he came out to be different. What you mean by that?
I'm saying different, like these are little things that most men know how to do. A lot of men feel like they can barbecue. Every man feel like they the king on the grill. A lot of men know how to change a tire. He doesn't know how to change a tire.
Mm-hmm.
He cut the grass. That was probably it, But other than that, a lot of things that men do, like most guys, what they do, they watch sports. He doesn't watch sports. He doesn't play sports.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? I have seen a change in that as I got older of a lot of men not liking sports like it was when I was coming up. And that might be because being raised in a single mother household that they don't see that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Kim said, women teach both girls and boys. I taught both my sons how to cook. My youngest is a grill cook, and he has an associate in culinary arts. As a punishment, I made my son fix a hole in the wall by himself.
As a punishment. Um, I think a man gonna make him fix a hole in the wall because he want him to know it, not as a punishment. And I
Well, she made him do it, so I'm sure she didn't teach him. He probably, had to teach himself. That's what it sounds like.
uh
Oh, she said her oldest took building trades. His associate is in building trades. Oh, okay.
building trades. What is that exactly?
I have no idea.
Yeah, let me know what building trades is exactly, because
It sounds like different than what it is. It's not nothing with stocks.
building trades. Yeah, it sounds like something different. Yeah.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, but I think with all that being said,
He said an associate in construction.
okay. I think with all that being said, I still think like with all that being said, we can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. I think if I think boys need to be around their father more because like a lot of stuff that boys need to learn and need to be what's not they need to be made to do. And women sometimes won't make their child do certain things. You know, they baby, do you want to do it? Just like if a dude out there and he got a lawnmower and he got a child, his child gonna learn how to push that lawnmower. You know what I'm saying? And I
Hmm.
feel like on the other side, she might be like, oh, he might get, something might pop out on him. He might get hurt or whatever, whatever. Then you got to say, but when will he learn it? When will he get it? You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to realize most men think about raising their child to be a man when he's still goo guy, goo goo gaga. He already saying to himself, what kind, oh yeah, he gonna be doing this, he gonna be doing that. You know what I'm saying? Tiger Woods' daddy raised him, took him out on the golf course, made him do this, made him do that. And then I have shots out to some ladies because it's ladies that I've seen that then did the same type of energy into their sons, taking them to all these basketball camps and other places, pushing them to be better and made them better by having that same kind of push that a man has on children.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think some of that comes from a lady learning sometimes from a man, like from her daddy. You know, a lot of women done learned a lot of things from their daddy that they pushed on to their sons. So I feel that part of it too.
Yep. Kim said every household is different. I had to clean the house and mow the grass as a child and snap peas for dinner. It depends on how he or she were raised. It's a generational thing. That's true. A lot of people didn't give their children chores, you know.
Well, like I said, it said I had to clean the house, I had to mow the grass as a child, and then what it is, you broke the generation. You the one broke the trend. How you was raised, you should have pushed it on to your child instead of thinking
Mhm.
that I, I own my
You were
child.
giving them too much toughness.
Right. I don't want him to be tough like me, or this and that. He's supposed to be tough. You know.
Right. And then another thing too, little things we could do. We can train our sons on how to even maintain a household.
Mhm.
Some guys don't even wash dishes, know how to wash clothes. They just throw everything in the washer and just wash everything together.
Yeah.
No separation of color or delicate clothes or whatever. They just wash.
Yeah.
Who know how to mop the floor? Who know how to sweep? Do you
Yeah.
know how to use a broom?
I think I was learned how to do all that, even though my mom did it herself. She actually taught me how to do it, even though I didn't do it on a constant basis. She constantly put me out there to, I had my cousin, shots out to Arthur, that stayed with me that made me do the other things, the mowing of the grass, the cutting, the bushes, other type of stuff around there, you know.
Yeah. James said, once you teach them to be a man, let them be that. Don't try to keep them in a child's position. He said, you got a man there. I understand.
Right.
I had to get past that. I had to realize my son is an adult now. I
Right.
can't be trying to tell him what to do and he has his own place. You need to clean his floor up.
Right.
I
Right.
just got to stay at home if I don't want to step on your stuff.
Sometimes you get so much into the motherly role, you kind of overstep your bounds once he get a woman or a wife. You understand what I'm saying? And that
Right.
sometimes we have going on around here. We wonder why the wives and battling with mama because mama is interfering in her household.
Mm-hmm.
See, we got to realize it's her household now.
Right.
Uh, but
And look, I don't need no key to my son's house.
right.
Right. Kim said the people in her hood didn't want her oldest to play basketball because he was too rough. I told him, ain't no rules in street ball. Yes, it is. They'll beat you up in street ball.
What she said there beat you up. Now what she said about ain't no rules in street ball,
No,
as in
she was saying that he was tough. Her
yeah,
son was rough, and they was, acting like it was a problem because he was being rough. But she's saying it's not a rule in street ball.
the
But
best
I'm just saying, they be rough.
look.
They take street ball serious too. That's all I'm saying. I wasn't going against her statement, so that wasn't it.
Now,
You was taking it
yeah,
wrong.
I played street ball, and the only rule that is not in regular ball is you can't foul out, and that's the best part about it. Joker can talk about you all day. He come up in there, and you foul him, you can't foul out. So that's the see one thing about a real game. I think like in a real NBA game, uh, um, in a real NBA game, you have to abide by certain rules all through the game. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then in the street ball, one rule that you know that ain't gonna happen, you ain't gonna get fired out. You ain't gonna
Hmm.
get put over there with you ain't gonna get two ticks and you ain't playing no more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they ain't gonna be. They ain't gonna be like some of them. I remember back in the day, they used to make it where you some dudes was so advanced. They used to try to make it where you shooting free throws and things, but but on the simple term, nah. And street ball is but it gets you that toughness, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I understand. I mean, I never played street ball, but I know my son has, but I don't recall him ever coming home whining about, nothing. He just had to start making himself tough in situations.
Oh, now I know one thing. I had looked at this study, and I'm glad it was old enough before people start changing everything that men do to comfort themselves. If you understand what I'm saying,
12 things every guy should master to become a real man.
yeah. See
Okay.
now that would be shunned upon in 2021.
Mm.
This statement would be shunned upon. And you see the first one.
Yep. You have to be fearless.
And see,
I'm here.
boy, I'm telling you, when it's raining outside, ain't it?
I just told you that.
I just heard that. Being fearless don't mean being without fear.
Right.
Fearless just means admitting your fears.
And going beyond them. And that is so true.
A real man is not in denial of his fears. See, that's what, I think sometimes women get it wrong sometimes. They be like, oh, real man, he don't fear this, he don't fear that. I'm like, yeah, he do. Uh, holding up this mask of, invulnerability. No. He faces his fears and he works on them. That's exactly what he do.
Right. And that's what you should do.
He has the courage to do things that frighten him, even when situations call for it. A real man knows the path towards fearlessness is endless. And I think that's the same thing. Like I was thinking the other day, just thinking about my cousin passing away, on the four wheeler, and just me getting back on my four wheeler was just looking at it and just riding and just thinking. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it was just something about it that was kind of different.
Yeah. But you
Now,
overcame that. And I don't,
now read
are
that
you
second. Yes, I did.
be resilient. A man should be flexible and reliable at the same time. If necessary, he can start all over again at any given moment. Whatever happens, his house was burnt down, his crop fell, he lost his job, his wife had a miscarriage. Even if he has more to do, he starts all over again. A real man accepts his fate but doesn't become a victim of it.
Uh,
Okay,
uh, them jewels there.
pretty
Them
much.
jewels there. Come on. Yeah, hit me again.
Live, speak, listen from the heart. A real man doesn't hide his feelings and intentions. Oh, really? He is not afraid to be gentle, not afraid to be sad. He is in touch with his emotions and is able to express them. He has the courage to live his dream and the space to listen compassionately. You think men gonna do that?
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Men, that's one thing that you have. They tend to hide how they really feel about you. So that means if they not telling you, then it ain't nothing anyway. You need to just don't even worry about that part.
That part.
Oh, right. Cause they don't give a
go,
dang.
go with number 4 because I wanted to get this one out the way.
Own your anger. A real man on his anger transformed into masculine compassion. He can be angry, strong, deceived, and courageous. His anger serves his presence and the presence of others. It is not a humiliating or destructive type of anger. The latter happens when a man is a slave of his anger. That's the anger of the coward trying to overcompassionate his feelings of inferiority. This is just as sad as a man completely disconnected from his anger. He become emasculated and has no power at all. Other men don't take him seriously. Women can smell immature anger and emasculateness from a mile away and don't find it sexy. Mature anger, on the other hand, is a big turn on.
Mm,
Okay.
pretty good, huh?
You skip one. Make meaning. Try not to become a man of success. Try to become a man of value. Einstein said that. I think that's true and important. If you fill your day with doing something that pays the bill but is essentially meaningless, you are wasting your precious life. Yes, even if it pays the bills so handsomely that you can spend 2 months per year on adventurous holidays and eat in fancy restaurants, you are still wasting your life. A real man has the balls to travel outside his comfort zone to make a sincere attempt to contribute to mankind. He worked for the greater good instead of for the sake of protection of his self image and clinging to the illusion of safety.
Mm, mm,
The greater good, okay?
right. Go ahead.
On your edge. This life is a journey, and we all are somewhere on our path. A real man is honest about where he is and at in his development. He doesn't pretend to be wiser or more involved than he actually is, nor does he shrink so that others won't feel insecure around him. He knows his strength and his weakness and not ashamed of either. That there is always work to do and is given to him. He knows where he has his work to do and is willing to listen and learn from those who have done that work.
Mm,
Okay. It's okay to be vulnerable. The
ah,
coward is always trying to hide his weak spots. A real man works on them. He is willing and able to reveal himself even in the midst of pain. He is vulnerable because he wants to be vulnerable. By
mm,
opening up in every moment, he is continuously practicing his courage. It's his way of defeating his own cowardice. Make love passionately. A real man does not hold back. When he make love, he opens up to all his rawness and all his tenderness, and he give his woman everything he has got. He does not shy away from intimacy. He can penetrate his woman so hard and deeply that she can feel that he is entering her soul. He aims for her heart. He makes her feel like a princess and a porn star simultaneously. Was that a from the Book of Zane or something? That sounds like a novel I was reading. Just that little part. Oh my goodness. Practice a martial art. When push comes to shove, every man should be able to defend his wife, children, and honor. Just like we teach our children to swim and to prevent them from drowning, a man should know at least enough basic fighting skills so that he can throw a punch in case of an emergency. Right. A real man has spent enough time in a ring and dojo to ensure a de escalating presence. He does not panic and is not easily provoked and has some strength and skills. That's
Bam.
the thing when you're in a point where you're not easily provoked. It's
Right.
easy to go from 0 to 2,000, not a 100
what
to
I'm
2,000
saying.
real quick.
A lot of these men need martial arts and stuff to be taught to them by me and how
Yep.
to move. Go
By
ahead.
having patience. It teaches you a lot of patience, doesn't it?
Right. Because I was in martial arts for years. Go ahead.
Men need to have a sense of humor. Don't take yourself so seriously. A real man can hold both the utter importance and the utter unimportance of life at the same time. He can see his own failures and flaws and joke about it. Since he knows his self-image is just an image he feels, no need to defend that image, right? He can uplift a tense situation with a joke, but he is immature joker that abuses humor as to tool for escaping intimacy and sabotaging intensity. That is so true. I know guys do that all the time. They turn real stuff into a joke so it won't have to be addressed. A real man has the capacity to light up the room. A real man embraces life. Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Develop body, mind, and spirit. A real man is devoted to the development of body, mind, and spirit. Not to stay ahead of other men, not out of fear of being defeated, but because he has more to offer when he is healthy and present. Taking care of his body makes him fit and strong, and taking care of his mind makes him clever and sharp. Taking care of his spirit makes him wise, warm, and compassionate. A real man knows that his body and mind are mortal, but the love he spreads during his life remains. Okay.
Come on.
Somebody needs to take some notes.
I'm sure that's why we put it out here so
Right.
somebody can take notes. Come on, the
Be
last
real.
one.
Be real.
Be
In,
real.
in the end, a real man knows that he is just a guy. He does all these things because that's what he is, a man. He likes hanging out with other men. He might drink beer during football. He loves his woman and he works wholeheartedly. Basically, he is just trying to do his best to make the most of life and is having some fun while doing that. His sweat is honest, his heart is open, and his back is straight. Okay. I know my dad used to say, look, he don't want no dude around with a jelly back.
Right. So I think somebody need to just go back through that list as we read it out.
You need to share that.
And I will share it, but I think people need to realize it is rules to being a man. You know what I'm saying? And it's simple rules that can hit. And when you've been out here and you've realized the way of becoming a man, you see it. Other people don't see it. It's integrity, is how you move, is a whole lot of stuff that you have to do out here to show that you're a man.
Mm-hmm.
So we said we was gonna get through a little early, and I'm a man of my word.
What? That's what's up.
We finna get up out of this thing and let you do what you gotta do, and we gonna get up out of here and let it be.
Let it be.
That's how we do at Hood Talk. And this is Mr. Know-It-All and Miss Bella.
All
and
right.
I hope everybody enjoyed the show. Like and share. It don't cost nothing to like and share. And how they say, we will be here next Tuesday at 8 o'clock.
And then also, if you would remind people to go and subscribe on YouTube.
Yes. We also have a YouTube page, and you can go to the YouTube page under Marcus Honeysucker right now.
Mm-hmm.
I have a Mr. Know-It-All and Miss Bella page, and I will start uploading stuff on there soon, but I just haven't yet. We're gonna get it together. So it was nice, and it was nice for everybody. I appreciate it. James, Kimberly, and everybody that checked in to make sure Factual Robert and everybody that make sure that I'm doing this stuff right, getting it together. Um, um, Miss Jones, everybody who chimed in to make sure that the show is good. Old Patrick, Tanisha, Mr. Howard, everybody. And we'll see y'all, how they say, next week. And don't forget to like and share. It's nothing wrong. It don't cost a dime to
Not a dime.
share. See y'all next week at 8 o'clock every Tuesday.
All right. Good night, everybody.
All right. Peace. And we out of here.